haven't planned out like any of my answers to these, so I'm gonna do the thing. Hold on. Hi, that's super fizzy. Hi, my name's Melissa. I read romance books, if you didn't already know that, and I rate them based off vibes. That's how I do things around here. This is also going to be a little life update, but we're going to do that at the end, so stick around if you care, and I'll tell you where I've been and what I've been doing and where I'm at now, because it's definitely not Shanghai, as you can tell. Like many people on the internet right now, they are doing the whole beginning of the year book tag. I think it was started by Larry. There's a lot of questions. I'm not going to do all of those questions because I don't really want to do that many. So we're going to shorten it. It's going to be a condensed version of her beginning of the year book tag. Okay, so first question is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2025? I said this in the last video. I want to read 100. I really don't care though. Like, let's be honest, I don't care. Like, I really don't. I didn't even care last year. I didn't care the year before that. In fact, it's like an arbitrary number to me. I just want to read. I enjoy at least getting 2 books out of the month, but I usually do way more than that. Some months I don't. You know, if life is lifing and I just can't get that, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not like this number that I just like have to reach. It's just not my personality. So I would love to read 100. That'd be cool. But I would have to probably read a lot more audiobooks. That's really how I can get my numbers up there. And I think that that's how a lot of people do, unless they just read super, super fast, which that is not me at all. A book you're likely to reread this year. Okay. So we're going to start this off. I think I'm going to vlog this next. And okay, let me pull it out. It's Magnolia Parks. Okay, I have a story though, okay? Bear with me, I have a story. So I read the audio of this last January, and I think I rated it like a 3.5 or something like that. I wasn't super impressed, and there were some things I was not annoyed with, but I was like, do I like this book? I don't know. Do I? And then the year happened, and I literally couldn't stop thinking about this book. I can't stop thinking about it. So I bought it, and I'm going to read it physically this time because it's just, there is something about Jessa Hastings' writing that I don't know what it is. I don't know, but we're going to see if I like it more the second time. And then I want to read the whole series. I just really want to. So, another book that I might reread actually, rereading this, it's a thick one, but the second one comes out, I think, next fall, maybe? I'm not really sure. It comes out in 2025 sometime, and I'd really like to kind of refresh my brain. I still remember a lot of it, just because it was just really different to me. I don't read a ton of like high fantasy type books, and I don't even know if you call this high fantasy, but I really enjoyed it, so I will probably reread this one. Priority read on your 2025 TBR. That is going to be Rebel Without Claws by Juliet Cross, because that's like the first in another series by her. And I just really loved that first series. So that's definitely a priority for me. It hasn't come out yet, but I think it comes out February. A popular book you want to read. My most anticipated 2025 book release. 2, actually, they're going to be the follow-ups to The Filthy Rich Fae and The Wolf King. And those are, I'm so excited about those. So those are absolutely my most anticipated releases. Bookish goal for 2025, really honestly, is to journal. I know it's like so probably cliche, but I feel like there are so many books that I remember, the ones that I love, I remember a lot of, but I want to like remember more of it. And I would like to have like kind of like a little collage. I don't necessarily want to write out a bunch of stuff or like journal, right? Like I would rather put the information and then like throw a collage together for that book. That's kind of what I want to do, just because that helps trigger my memory on certain things. And yeah, I think I'd really like that. But I'll probably do it digitally on my iPad just because obviously it's easier and it's free instead of having to buy all the stuff. I love looking at physical journals online, but oh my gosh, that's just like so much stuff that you have to buy. And I don't even have my own place. We'll talk about that in a minute. A book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. Actually just went through my StoryGraph and like deleted a ton of books. In fact, I ran out of time because I had to be somewhere, and I really, really want to delete more because there were so many books that just sat there and I just never prioritized them. And so if they come back into my life and I put them back on my TBR, then I know I should read it. But a lot of them were just maybe somebody mentioned it and I was like, oh, I don't want to forget that. Well, then of course I forget it. So we got rid of that. Okay, so there is one, I actually started reading it. I was listening to the audio reading, and I don't think I'm going to probably end up really reading this one. I should probably just DNF it, but it's Bunny by Mona Awad. The only reason why I would finish this book would be just out of pure curiosity to know what happens, because apparently it's just such a mind trip. But there was nothing in the book that I was like, just had to read more of. It just was kind of boring to me. So I don't know if I'll actually read that one because I put it just back onto my TBR when I didn't finish the audio. So probably should just DNF that one. Next is a series you want to read this year. So I am actually starting a series. It just started it today. It's the one by J.T. Geisinger. I think I'm saying that right. But it's Ruthless Creatures. I almost said something else. Ruthless Creatures. And apparently there's, I think, 4 books in this series. And each one has a different couple. It's mafia. I started to read another mafia romance this week. And it just, it was Wicked Air. I don't know if, can you see that? That one right there? I had high hopes for this book because I really liked the cover, and somebody on Instagram had recommended it because they just like loved it. There was just a lot of typos, which don't typically bother me, but there were like an obsessive amount. And I also really didn't like the fact that it just seemed like she had a thesaurus in her hand. So maybe I'll talk about that more in my monthly wrap up. Okay, cool. Who are your auto buy authors going into 2025? This is easy. It's always the same. LJ Shen, always. I basically read everything that she writes and typically love most of it. And then the other one would be Elle Kennedy. I always like what she writes too. It's just always good. It's like it's very formulaic in a way, but like it's always good. And prove me wrong. How my reading taste has evolved over the last year. I think for me, like I've realized a lot of things about myself in the last year. Like I have tried to read reverse harem. Absolutely not for me. I've definitely found that out. I've tried, you guys. I just can't do it. I think that I actually like horror more than I realized I did. And so I probably will be reading more horror this year. I really like romance. That's one thing I learned this last year. Like I can try other genres. If there's not romance anywhere in there, I just don't really like it. Or if there's not a happy ending, like I gotta have a happy ending. So these are all things I already kind of knew about myself, but 2024 really solidified that. Possessive, obsessive MCs. There we go. That being said, like that's what you can expect from my account. Like you can know that when I recommend a book, it really is based off vibes. Like I might give it a 5-star, but it's because I like felt something. It's not because it may be the best writing in the world, or it's just like this literary masterpiece. I either felt something really deeply, or I just loved the main characters. I loved the storyline. It made me feel. It made me like just love it. So it's definitely all vibes for me. And I can't really explain it other than that. So hopefully if you like some of the books that I've recommended, then you would continue watching my videos, because then you know that you're going to like the books I recommend. So but just know they're always going to be romance unless otherwise stated. So Booktube creators who inspire me. And I'm going to put all 4 of my friends that I did my swap video with. That is Emma and Bailey and Sarah and Mo. Maddie Covington, she primarily only reads romance, and I really enjoy that about her videos because I know I can go to her and she's got really good recommendations. Let's see, Catherine Karras. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Her videos are just perfection. Like, they are so good. They're definitely moody. They're a vibe. So I just enjoy watching her videos. Also, like, her recommendations are really, really good too. She reads a lot of dark romance, and it has really progressed through the years as she's gotten older. It's more like adult romance. And so she's great. And then, like, OG booktuber that I have been watching for a while, she's half my age. I think I could have birthed her. But that's Destiny Sidwell. And I really like her, though. She just seems like a really sweet person. So, and I enjoy the way that she explains her books that she likes and all that. So, okay. So now we're going to get a little cozier. We're going to talk about me for a minute. That sounds so silly. But we're going to talk about where I've been, what I'm doing, and just a life update. So basically, if you've been here for any length of time, you know that I lived in Shanghai and my husband got laid off from his job. And it really sucked. And we had to leave China in like 2 months. It was very quick. Me and my kids, I have 3 teenagers, like we all came back in December. And so that's why I haven't really been present on here very much, because I have been like trying to move my entire family halfway across the world. So we're back. We're in Oklahoma. That's where I'm from. We're staying here with my parents. My parents are awesome. Thank you for letting us live in your house. And we're here till, we feel comfortable enough to move out. So my husband just got back. He was in China a little bit longer than us. And so now he is here and he is working. And I'm looking for a job in a library somewhere, because if you didn't know, I'm getting my master's in library science and hopefully going to be a librarian. So working on that, and meanwhile, trying to, manage this channel as best as I can. So it's not going to be as many vlogs moving forward, just because I don't have the time to vlog as much, but I do plan on still vlogging. So like I was saying before, definitely going to vlog the Magnolia Parks. I'm excited about that one. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.